It's cool. I got my peoples looking onto the door. I don't know if we're going to fix them.
Excuse me, sir. What are you guys arresting here for?
Yeah, that's right.
A warrant order for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
Don't want to do it. Yeah, see, you know, recording me the whole way.
The whole way, beautiful.
Wow,
You're a big star.
oh. I'm not even mad at the female. I just know him as a person against our son. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. Like, he's so disrespectful when it comes to our son. It's disgusting, bro.
You are not Blueface after Chrisean was jailed for endangering the safety of children after receiving a CPS report from a correctional facility. You obviously have no concept how messy this man is if you believe that Blueface incarceration would stop him from causing trouble and being a threat. Despite being incarcerated, he is giving some bizarre evidence to support the claim that Chrisean is solely to blame for Junior's condition. For some time now, your followers have been giving this whole thing the side eye, pointing out that there seems to be a problem with the baby. However, Chrisean became irate every time it was brought up, calling them bigots, urging them to shut up, and even accusing them of attempting to harm her child. However, Blueface has already attempted to alert us about Chrisean. However, he is going above and beyond this time, and rumors are circulating that CPS is looking into Chrisean. The stakes in this case are really high, and you will not believe it. We need to break it down because there is a lot going on here. One thing about Miss Chrisean Sr., though, is that whenever someone discusses her son and his problems, she always plays, though, do not get me wrong, discussing a baby is incredibly problematic, but Chrisean never accepts responsibility and always makes it feel like the issue is with everyone else rather than her. However, a few days ago, she went live on Instagram to express her displeasure with Blueface's habit of bringing up their child whenever they argue. You all know that Blueface detests it anytime she dates someone else, and she recently went public with the new enigmatic man.
You look pretty! That's your boo. I got boo in the video. Pretty boo. It's a video, pretty.
We therefore knew right away that he would be crashing out behind jail when we saw this video. For starters, he and Chrisean were married in a jailhouse last December. Because he uploaded a video of his other side piece, we also know that he is cheating on her with other women.
So, my name is Amani, and we and Blue been locked in since 2016, 17, and we met at work. We were shooting together, and we fell in love. No, no, but for real, like, we just kept looking at each other, kept making eye contact, and didn't exchange contacts, and we was chopping it up for a cool minute. And then I came over, chefed it up, made some steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and
However, when Chrisean went on with someone else, he still lost it for some reason. Chrisean claims that he took his kid Chrisean Jr. into it since he lost it so severely.
I don't understand, like, why are you doing this to our son? Like, all right, remember the last year, 2 years ago, he dropped a diss, I dropped a diss, he posted my son on Twitter. He just can't handle when I put my foot down, bro. Paige, it was like one of these girls. She mentioned my son, right? He posted it on his story. I'm not even mad at the female. I just know him as a person against our son. It's demonic, bro.
Even while it seems awful, Blueface's mistreatment of the unborn child is not shocking, as it has been the case ever before Chrisean revealed her pregnancy. In fact, Blueface officially denied being the father just hours after she made her pregnancy public. He posted on Twitter, "To answer y'all questions, yes, me and Rock are officially done. It's strictly business. I tried it clearly. It wasn't given before she announced. She's pregnant and with somebody else's child, not mine. Rock has had encounters with 10 different men the last year until I saw a DNA test, then it's not mine. Baby, it is not a Blueface. Things between them became rather hectic, as was to be expected. Despite a lot of feelings, prior trauma, and back and forth, Chrisean ultimately made the decision to do a DNA test, and the findings showed that Blueface was the father.
What?
It says the alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Let me hear the father. Babe, that's me, your father.
It's not.
You the father.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah, cause you be a kid, you a weird ass nigga. What, you wanted to be it?
However, if anyone believed that learning that he was the father would cause him to mature or exhibit some sorrow, we were completely wrong. His attitude worsened instead of improving. He did not get any softer. On the contrary, he increased his disdain. He immediately began pressuring Chrisean to get rid of the baby, informing her that he would treat her in the same toxic manner that he had always done. Furthermore, it was clear that he had no intention of becoming a father or a true partner. He would text Chrisean with phrases like, "I'm going to be a cheater forever. I'm not even going to hide it for real. You don't want to be stuck at home with a baby while I'm with the next young P. A baby will make us stuck, and you don't want to be stuck with somebody like me considering the way I already feel about you." Instead of merely pressuring her to terminate the pregnancy, he went one step further and attempted to coerce her into it. However, Blueface lost it when Chrisean refused to back down. He went on Twitter and unleashed a crazy ram. Blueface further declared that he had no intention of ever paying child support and that he did not want the child. He seemed to want it known that he would have very little control over the child. He stated, "Where were the judges on my child support case? I told this girl, I don't want the baby. She's still got time to get rid of it, and she's forcing it on me, so you better make the brace right. She is trying to trap me. Don't let her get you. She still had time to end all this." However, he persisted in denying paternity even after the baby was born. He claimed that he would say outrageous things like, "I knew there was something off. I don't think that's my baby. The DNA test was a little weird when I read it. It seemed fake, and I had no control over that test. Plus, why would you have a baby in Bmore when you are the alleged father living in LA and the guy claiming the baby lives in Bmore? I think they look a lot alike more than me. What do you think?" He continued, "I got one baby mama and 2 kids until further notice. I'm at liberty. I am free. And this is the nicest news I have received all year. Of course, there is more though." Fans began to note that Chrisean Jr. did not appear to be hiding behind the milestones that a typical child would as he grew older. He was rumored to have a disability of some kind, and Blueface was more than happy to follow the rumors. He asserted that Junior's problems were caused by Chrisean behavior, which earned her pregnancy. She had smoked all the way to the hospital, he disclosed. He posted on Twitter, "B smoked a blunt all the way to the hospital. B was finishing a concert smoking before labor. You smoked your way to birth. You don't think I can get the kid? For real? I have no intentions to take the baby, but if you're not showing the right signs, I'll do what's best." He also said my son was not healthy because she drank smoke and got hit her whole pregnancy. She couldn't even take 1 month off. He then disclosed that the infant had a hernia and that Chrisean was, for whatever reason, delaying having it fixed. He uploaded an entirely indecent photo of Junior's intimate areas and captioned it, "This is what my son D looks like, and she worried about me being a lil baby." Like, B, get your son C right, then do what you want. Blueface then made the situation even worse when he tweeted, "It's my son. I'll post his D if I want to. Who gon' tell me not to? Scobble up or shut up." After that, he ran on Twitter and said, "Baby still ain't had the surgery for his hernia. She lying talking about he healthy, and she steady on here talking about me and my C. Fix our son C first, then go find somebody else to ride." Everyone tags her in this post, her page. Whatever y'all gotta do to make this happen so I can stop being the topic of her live. Additionally, when he tweeted, he attempted to expose Chrisean for engaging in nose candy. "I tried to do the right thing to keep it private, but this girl keeps going on and on. Leave me alone, you crack baby. She is still a bad mother. She's unfit. She has been pushing the surgery back, missing the appointment so she can do what she wants. I went to Baltimore thinking it's surgery, but they talking about she missed the appointment." Chrisean, on the other hand, continued to deny culpability, asserting that Blueface's true motivation was to take the baby away from her. "I said," she said, "Blue knows his appointment is already set with the surgeon. Don't sit here and lie now. I've been making it to all these appointments in Baltimore. Blueface, now you pull this card trying to get my kid taken away from me, knowing I'm actually doing my best. I need y'all to back up for real serious. I'd be glad when they take your goofy self away from that temp murk case. Worry about that probation officer that's trying to send you to jail." She began to rebrand and behave as though she was quitting Blueface, but people began to see through her tactics at this point. You know how admirers claim that she never owns up to her mistakes? She claimed that Blueface had her in a soul bond, and she attempted to impose it on him. She also discussed how she was dedicated to getting better, and how the baby gave her another chance to change. She penned, "The bad thoughts like, I don't want to be a rock anymore. I don't want to be famous. I messed up. I should have stayed in school, but I had to separate my heartbreak from the biggest thing I prayed for in the beginning. I'm not gonna move out of fear. I'm okay with moving on. I'm okay with letting go. I'm okay with moving on. I'm okay with letting go of anything that's not for me. Having a child won't stop me from making money, learning, developing more love, and time for myself. I don't need $1 for anyone to be here for this child. I'm blessed to highly favors. That's the only thing that matters right now. I can't wait to show my journey through ups and downs, and this experience does it all. I'm gonna win. She also asserted that she was chopping off the Blueface. I said, she said, telling him no today was a step. But how do you get rid of us, old time? I really had to take a step back because still giving a part of me to him is effed up to my son. How was that a man that didn't want to be a father to my only son still knighted me man? This man texted me today and I almost fell for that. It's like, what the EF? Am I doing it for real? She continued. I'm looking at my sunlight. Hold up. Cut the immature selfish-ish out. Oh, y'all, I'm disappointed with myself right now. Hey, yo boo, go f yourself. Stop hitting me, bruh. Go find another beauty cream on you plus homie. That ish is unsafe and sanitary. You're gonna F around and get a HIV the way you move. However, that did not work because it became apparent that Junior's problems might be more serious than we initially believed. Following Chrisean tumultuous Instagram live in January of last year, rumors began to circulate. You know the one where she defended having a tattoo of a blue face from a mugshot? Despite all, onlookers could not help but notice that something was not quite right. Junior's sobbing could be heard in the background. However, the way he was sobbing, it sounded as though there might have been a problem.
I wasn't in relations with Blue. We was still rough, on and off, whatever. Case was good. All right, cool.
In addition to all of that, additional worries about whether Junior might be experiencing visual problems began to surface. He was shown staring into space in several recordings, but unlike typical babies his age, he did not monitor movement or grab for objects. He could definitely hold his head up, but something did not feel quite right.
Louisiana, a chicken pasta. And I got the baby mashed potato. Let's pray for the food. Look at his shirt too. It say Jesus.
Oh, that's great.
That's his name though. That's his middle name.
Jesus?
Yeah.
That's cool. Chrisean Jesus Malone. That's a famous name right there. Junior's gonna drop speed.
She went live to assert that her music was flawless after Chrisean became defensive.
She'll be talking, walking, playing football, everything. Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with and what he licked in what he's found? Y'all don't know nothing about God and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that. So I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child.
Fans, however, are certain that she is in denial, and it appears to be the case. At Junior's first birthday celebration, things truly reached a new level of worry. It became very obvious that he was unable to stand or even walk by himself, and by supporting him on her legs, Chrisean tried her best to give the impression that he was standing, but the fans could see right through all of that. Of course, not all infants are walking by the time they turn 1 year old. Furthermore, children undoubtedly develop at their own rate. However, fans could not help but interpret it as another warning sign given all the previous worries that were already present. And it did not end there. Janet, a former acquaintance of Chrisean, came forward and said that Chrisean was unaware of Junior's health. She claimed that Chrisean supposedly put an end to her attempt to get him to help him eat it. She is still not getting him the help he might need, which simply goes to demonstrate how deep her denial really is. People observed that even at 2 years old, Ambush could hardly hold his head up when she and Junior came up for a recent occasion. Seeing it was heartbreaking. Additionally, it simply reaffirmed for many people that something is wrong and that Chrisean is doing everything he can to avoid confronting it. Carlissa, Blueface's mother, even asserted that Chrisean is to blame for Junior's problems. Thank you. Calls for Chrisean arrest have been coming from you and the fans, saying things like, how is Chrisean not locked up for what she did to her baby? Obvious child and neglect WTF state does she claim to reside in? She's running from the CPS, and Chrisean needs to be in jail for child endangerment and negligence, harming a baby with malicious intent. Junior don't make eye contact or acknowledge people, and most importantly, Chrisean wanted to get rid of him when he was born, which is why he is not walking. However, rumors are circulating that Blueface has formally reported Chrisean for child endangerment to CPS while incarcerated. His report appears to have sparked an official investigation, and Chrisean prospects are not looking good. Fans, however, are certain that he just reported it because he is envious of Chrisean's decision to go on with someone else and not because he loves her kid Chrisean Jr.